This person needs to be made out to every other person that's identified as a lolcow, right? This is like a serious person that's going to come after you and try to get inside of you, dude. This person is coming after your cheeks, Chance.
Things are getting crazy in the Cyraxx verse. Jacob Sockness is trying to connect and reach out to Cyraxx. He is claiming that he is going to get lawyers for Cyraxx. There is some speculation that Cyraxx is calling him Jay. John does go and talk about Jacob Sockness on one of his streams. He's saying that Jacob Sockness is coming for Cyraxx's booty. Jacob was leaving comments on John's streams telling John that he can go after Chris Chan, Jupiter the Hydebred, because he's not going to protect those people. He is going to protect Cyraxx, so he can't go after Cyraxx. So who is Jacob Sockness? Jacob Sockness is really a guy that comes around these lolcows and tries to like have sexual relationships with them or tries to get into relationships with these lolcows. Jacob Sockness is most known for his obsessive interactions with Chris Chan. He attempted to manipulate Chris Chan into a relationship by claiming that the characters in Chris Chan's fantasy world, Sonic Chew, approved of Chris and Jacob Sockness being in a relationship. Jacob Sockness' attempts would fail, and the relationship with Chris would end in August 2020 after Sockness claimed Chris had a child with a soccer star, Maya Hamm. Sockness identifies as a non-binary and he cycles through religions. He went from sadism, currently neo-paganism. While harboring extremist views such as racist stereotypes about black people, he does have an active YouTube channel, Jacob Sockness 571, where he posts and rants about his self-created universe. Now with some background out of the way, let's go into John's live. So in this live, John does say that Jacob Sockness, he left his phone number on one of Chance's kick videos. Jacob Sockness then left a comment on John's live saying that he can go after Chris Chan and Jupiter the Hybrid because he's not protecting them. John did do some investigation, and that's why he's doing this live to talk about Jacob. He believes that this is where Chance got his Sonichu medallion was from Jacob. Jacob Sockness wants to help defend Chance against the trolls by getting him some lawyers. He does said that, you know, he wishes he could defend people that weren't trash. And Jacob Sockness does say that he did reach out to Nova to see if Nova wanted a lawyer, but Nova said no.
12th of November, I went to Cyraxx's Kick channel, and there was a message from somebody named Jacob with a phone number. Do y'all remember the other day when I called it? I literally said it and I played the call. Do y'all remember that? I actually do read the comments. Jacob Sockness, only 3 hours ago, left me a message and said, you can have Chris Chan and Jupiter the Hybrid. They don't have trolls and I won't be protecting them. Well, I think in Jacob Sockness's attempt to dismiss or possibly remove attention from themselves, they might have accidentally drawn more towards themselves. This would be behavior that I would say is not similar, but literally the exact same as Cyraxx's biological, like, dude, his fucking dad, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, it's literally the exact same thing that he said about the bike path girls. Like, oh, it's not me. It's not me. You can have these two. I'm not protecting them. I thought that was a real weird thing to say. So I decided to start looking up.
Key the gates of grain, and you know what this is. Every path of evil tonight.
Makes me wonder about who sent Chance that Sonichu medallion. Do you wonder? It does make me wonder about the fucking curse of the Sonichu medallion.
There he is, the monster. Should I or should I?
You guys want to know who he called a monster? This is very funny. If you got, whoever asked me about the, what is it called? Like the internal drama, you're going to love this. Because it was literally this person's interaction that made me think, okay, it is totally this motherfucker, dude. It's Random. Random was in here making fun of this and I was like, I know exactly why the Random would be in somebody like this' fucking chat, because he's a piece of shit fucking, like I'm gonna be careful, okay? But you know what? No, fuck it. Dude, Sockness is a fucking diddler too, as far as I fucking heard, dude. I don't know if that's true or not. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't actually know if that's true. But I know he was like trying to bang Christian or something, or like molest him or some shit. You don't need to know too much to fucking know this guy, right? This guy's probably into some weird shit, if you can't tell from the videos that I just showed you. Chance's love quest is complete. I know. He would totally. Chance would totally. 100% he would. 100%.
In the next couple of clips, Jacob Sockness is going to explain that the people that he defends are horrible people and he wishes that those people weren't. And John says, well, yeah, what took you so long to understand that most of these lolcows aren't the greatest of people? John does say that Jacob is the J that Cyraxx was talking to. Jacob Sockness does say that he does not like N-word boy, William, Southern Harlot, but he leaves John out of it.
I just wish the people I defended were better people. I just wish the people I defended were better people, but
I wonder who he's talking about. I wish that they were better people, right? This is Jacob Sockness. If you're familiar with him, it's because he's part of Christian lore. He's also in the chat. He's also the J that Cyraxx has been chatting with.
Well, I defended were better people, but I don't like N-word boy. I don't like William Blorhole. I don't like Southern Harlot. I just wish I had better people to fight them through.
Why don't you say my name?
I just wish I had better people to fight them through. I just am better at defending myself. That they can't attack me. They just can't attack me.
We're not going to attack you.
It sucks that Cyraxx is the piece of shit he is, that he can't defend himself, that he can't fight as good as I can that he needs lawyers that I don't need. But I am too good at fighting back.
Are you? He's talking about lawyers and all that. I want you guys to remember that. By the way,
I can. I don't want to play the victim and need lawyers. But he needs lawyers. But I don't want to have to provide.
he needs some defense lawyers. Yes, he does. Yes, he fucking does. Best advice that a real friend would give is yes, he does need lawyers. Wow. Wow. Isn't that amazing? This is Chance literally can only make bad decisions. He can't do a right decision. He can't do a right decision. Everybody's saying, yeah, you got to get a lawyer.
The lawyers, I don't know what to do, but he needs a human rights lawyer or something. I don't want to have to provide that to him.
So he's talking about providing something for Chance. He said, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you stuff. Right? Listen to this. Listen to the talk. Listen to the talk. This is how manipulative this guy is. This is how sick this guy is. Oh, I know you need something. By the way, don't forget this guy, if I'm not mistaken, was trying to get into Chris Chan, right? If I'm not mistaken. And Chris Chan was so fucking terrified. He, she, whatever, I don't know what gender they are, right? They were so terrified that they fucking ran away from him, right? This guy is literally a menace. This guy 100% sees that what kind of deviant Chance is, and he's trying to get him to move in this little jail cell. 100%.
I don't know what to do. Those people broke the law, and they are pieces of shit. I don't see anyone else in that community needing, or actually even willing to need a lawyer, even wanting lawyers. I actually went up to Nova and was like, hey, do you want lawyers to stand up to you, to stand up and fight for you? And he actually deliberately said no. And he's a piece of shit. Less of a piece of shit. Still pedo. I asked Jupiter, same thing. He didn't want lawyers either. Piece of shit. I've not been a bother with what the hell, White Bowser. I'm not even.
White Bowser is under somebody's control.
I don't even know. I don't know what other locales are you willing to stand.
If I'm not mistaken, I found that out while trying to dive into this.
Wanting lawyers at this point, because none of them are in a case where they even need lawyers or even could seek lawyers at this point. Because no, there is no other locale in deep enough who could even get lawyers in their case. Cyraxx is the only locale in deep enough who can even seek a lawyer.
By the way, just called him a locale.
In actuality, because people are pretending to be legal aid or whatever. Because there is nobody else. Christian was the only other person, and he's no longer in deep enough. And it was like, I'm not willing to dig myself in a hole deep enough to go that far. I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to fake it because they're going to figure it out right away. I'm faking it.
Why doesn't he have a shirt on? Can't find one that fits. Watch. Oh God, not this creature again, dude. This person needs to be made out to every other person that's identified as a lolcow, right? This is like a serious person that's going to come after you and try to get inside of you, dude. This person is coming after your fucking cheeks, Chance. Coming after your fucking cheeks. Cheeks. You don't have sheets. Got a quilt on the floor.
Rights campaign at the very beginning of this, I was looking at the human rights campaign. That's the legal aid I was looking at, and I was like, yeah, Dana could have at the point. But no, it's like the human rights campaign. It's very specific in their cases.
Looks like Jesus, we turned the water into gravy.
This stuff is very specific. You gotta be really suffering. The emotional issues, you gotta be like depressed and like you gotta be like severe emotional issues for the human rights campaign to dig into it.
You see, do you want? I don't have to explain why that's very stupid, right? I don't have to explain that. We're all kind of on the same level. We understand. So what he's doing here, right? Check it out. What he's doing, he's telling Chance ahead of time. He's like, hey, look, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on, but I gotta look like it's. I gotta make it look like real. So I'm gonna like insult you and stuff, and like, oh, it's done. A day later. I'm sorry. This is on the 17th, right? I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah, there it is. Stream live on the 17th. Jay, on the 17th. So what they did is in cahoots, they said, oh, we're gonna like release something, right? And Chance is like, I'm gonna say something to you. I'm not gonna say your name. And it's like, oh, well, like distance, like it's trying to like dismiss attention, right? Like, oh no, we gotta pretend like we're not. We can't have anybody know that we're friends because like the world is after us. Because what Sockness is trying to do, he's trying to pull him into like a private area, right? What he's trying to do is trying to pull him into his own private arena, kind of like he's trying to do with Chris Chan, to turn him into a toy, right? He's trying to turn him into a fucking flashlight, dude. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
As you heard throughout John John's live when he was reading people's comments, people were like, oh my gosh, not this guy again. Or people were like, I thought this guy was gone. I thought he left. Jacob knows that this is a good time to pounce on Cyraxx because the death of Ethan, old 45, because Cyraxx is very vulnerable. Even though Ethan was a troll, he's been with Cyraxx throughout the beginning of Cyraxx's trolling. So he really was connected with Ethan. And now he's super vulnerable and can easily get manipulated. And this is what Jacob Sockness has been waiting for with one of these cows. Now we're going to watch the J video and see what Cyraxx has to say about Jacob Sockness. So in this video, Chance says that he's being a part of a modern day witch hunt. And he says that he's being surrounded by demons in human forms and being played as the fool. Now he says Jay came into his life during a really dark time after Ethan's passing. He said he pushed Jay away the first time, but he reached back out to him and Jay was still there. So he's been relying on Jay now.
Steering me on a path that led me away from the life that I wanted to live, away from God, away from my friends, family, things that were important to me. And it wasn't until this certain somebody came into my life who I had originally ignored. This person that came into my life, I'm not going to say their name, so we're just going to call this person Jay. Now Jay came into my life, but really they were an angel in disguise. And let me tell you something. At first I did ignore that email after I ignored them, and I thought that they were a bad person. I ignored them for 12 days. But on that 12th day, something happened that changed my life forever. It wasn't until later that night when I was sitting alone by myself, pondering on what Jay had said in that email. And it was something that I thought long and hard about. And let me tell you, when I was sitting there in that moment, unsure of whether I should respond or not, God himself came down and told me that you need to answer this email, because this email is the most important email that you will ever get in your life. This email is going to change your life. When you answer this email, your life will change for the better. Let me tell you something. I spent all day on the phone with this person. All day long, all night, on Discord, on my phone, just talking, spending time together. And I can honestly say that this person is in my life for good. And I'm glad to have this person in my life, because this person has showed me so much and has helped me out so much to where my life is now back on the right track. I'm now more focused than I have ever been before. I'm working on my relationship with my family members that I thought had abandoned me.
It's gonna be funny to watch Jacob Sockness try to handle the goblin. If Jacob Sockness does anything wrong or another troll comes in, because let's be honest, that will happen. Chance is way too trusting of people saying that they're willing to quote unquote help him with the trolls. Cyraxx will turn on him fast, and there's nothing that Jacob Sockness can say or do to win Chance back over. And the other thing is like what was in this email that Jacob Sockness sent to Cyraxx, like it must have been something along the lines of like, oh, I'll help you with the trolls, I'll get you a lawyer. It's kind of the same talking points that every other troll gets Cyraxx on, like, oh hey man, I'll really help you out with the trolls this time. Like this time we're gonna set you free, we'll put him in jail. It's the classic, like, okay, if you want to get Rax's attention, this is what you do. That's all I have on this video today. I just wanted to cover it because it's getting crazy now. Jacob Sockness is back after another lol cow, and this time he's after Chance. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.